My Lords, I congratulate my noble friend Lord Lee for securing this timely debate, which feels somewhat like a dress rehearsal for the actual autumn debate on the 11th of November. I wish to contribute 3 points today. First, I want to share some views from business leaders outside London on employment taxes. Second, I want to highlight what appears to be an inconsistency in government policy. And third, I want to focus on the need to encourage UK-born entrepreneurs to stay here and create jobs rather than going overseas. On my first point, I would like to draw the attention of my noble lords to a report launched by the Jobs Foundation this week. As Lord Lee kindly mentioned, I'm president of the Jobs Foundation as declared in the Register of Interests. The report is called 2 Million Jobs: How Businesses Play a Crucial Role in Helping People from Welfare into Work. And it's a groundbreaking piece of research which tries to help the government deliver on their highly commendable ambition to increase the employment rate to 80% by helping 2 million people from welfare into work. The author of the report interviewed business leaders, employees and stakeholders in 4 locations: Sheffield, Loughborough, Hartlepool and Pembrokeshire. These locations were chosen to cover the length and breadth of Britain and represent the individual needs of a city, a town, a coastal community and a rural community. Many policy areas were discussed, and I know from these conversations that some elements of the budget will have been very much welcomed, including the measures to improve transport links. But a consistent theme from interviews was a concern about increasing tax on employment. So I know many of the business leaders spoken to, who are all involved in helping people from welfare into work, will be concerned about the announcement on employers' NI in yesterday's budget. This brings me on to my second point. Listening to the budget, I was struck by the apparent inconsistency in government tax policy. On the one hand, the Chancellor announced an increase in the soft drinks levy to presumably discourage people from buying sugary drinks, a rise in alcohol duties to discourage drinking, and an increase in tobacco duty, and I quote, to maintain the incentive to give up smoking. All these tax rises are premised on the correct assumption that increasing taxation reduces consumption. But on the other hand, there seems to be little recognition that increasing taxes on jobs, by increasing employers' NI, will similarly reduce the demand for employees and potentially reduce the number of people in work. If increasing tax on tobacco is designed to reduce smoking, surely increases in tax on employment reduces the number of jobs. I'd be interested to know if the noble Lord, the Minister, expects the number of jobs in the UK to fall with the increase in employers' NI, and if this is the case, will it not hinder the government's laudable efforts to get 2 million people from welfare into work? Turning now to my third and final point, I believe we also need to focus on how taxation affects where entrepreneurs locate themselves and their businesses. Earlier this month, I attended the GITEX conference in Dubai, which gathered together over 6,500 entrepreneurs from over 180 countries. It was a wonderful window into the future and so inspiring to see innovators enacting their ideas and creating the world of tomorrow. However, something was painfully striking: the number of young UK-born entrepreneurs who had left the UK to pursue their dreams and ambitions. I asked them why they'd chosen to do this, and a consistent theme was the UK's business environment, including, but not solely, the level of taxation. One might ask, why is this a problem? It's a problem because startups create far more new jobs than established companies. A report by the Ewing, Marion Kaufman Foundation in 2022 looked at the United States and found that in 2019, companies in their first year created 5.24 new jobs each, while companies older than that created at most 0.4 new jobs each. Therefore, it's essential we incentivise startups to locate here in the UK to create some of the 2 million jobs required to increase the UK's employment rate. Sadly, some entrepreneurs are already looking to vote with their feet. A recent survey by the Startup Coalition found that more than 80% of the startup founders they represent were considering leaving the UK. We need the young entrepreneurs I met in Dubai to want to stay here in the UK to build their companies and create jobs, and that requires a tax system that encourages entrepreneurship and incentivises wealth creation.
Yeah.